Thank you, Fred. One, we are assuming that any time a politician speaks in a crowd, that is the party position. That is wrong. When Central Committee of a party sits and they come out and read the statement, that is the party position. Because even the late Raila Odinga said, let everybody talk, that is what democracy is. But when the Central Committee sits and reads the statement, that is the official position of the party. So why are we measuring on the minor and making the major? Yeah?
The pronouncements by the party leader and the chairperson of the party, we should ignore them? Is that what you're saying?
There are extents that we can ignore because the same party leader says, we are going to have a committee, we are going to negotiate. Yeah? So when that negotiation happens and you hear that all this is not there, then talk to me about this. But let me come to something we are all ignoring. There are two people who have got their interest. And their interest is also allowed because politics is all about interest. And sometimes not the interest of the people you are leading, but your own interest. When I want a popular vote in Nairobi, what exactly do you expect me to do if I am a Sifuna? I will make it look like I am pro everyone, including people we are competing with. And when I am Babu and I want to be governor of Nairobi, what do you expect from me? I mean, it is obvious. So when we are pushing this agenda, because all of a sudden, we are now measuring on what Dr. Oburu Oginga said in Kisumu, but we know these things started way before Dr. Oburu ever spoke. Were these things not being discussed in our media houses? We were discussing them already.
Do you think ODM in this coalition plan, they should go for at least the running mate position come 2027?
I don't think, if you ask me as an individual, I don't think it makes a difference to be deputy president or anything else. It is still the same if you are not president. There are no two presidents. Right. You are making it look like being deputy president is another president. There are no two. The one that is now running around was deputy president. So how did that cushion anyone in Mulima?
Let's sample some of your feedback with ODM leaders openly disagreeing. Do you still trust the party to speak with one voice for its supporters? Let's get your feedback. Vincent Max, we will go with the voice that best fits us. Which one is it? Because everyone is speaking and saying something different. Do you have more? Jonathan Yaile says ODM party died with its founder, and that's a feeling across many within this country. Kevin Nyagwachi DVM, a divided voice is not opposition, it's noise. As we stand now, we take Sifuna at his word. Sifuna's voice is Baba Raila Amolo Odinga's voice. Okay. Obren Lumex, open disagreement isn't weakness, it's a stress test. If leaders can differ openly and still align on values, that's maturity. If the noise drowns down, then something different. Caprice Lightbringer, no, everyone's using the power derived from the proximity they had to Baba to make a point and to try to steer the ship. I foresee what happened to Ford happening to ODM, yes. Many people are saying probably we'll very soon have an ODM Asili and ODM original. But we have to wait and see because, yes, what's happening to ODM? Do you feel that the split is clear and that this party is headed for a crack right in the middle? Yes. Continue giving us your feedback and ensure that you use the hashtag Morning Cafe. Bwana Pogisio, when it comes to Azimio, what do you think ODM's reluctance to exit that group means? They've openly said they're going for a coalition with the UDA. Why bother with what's happening in Azimio? After all, they left.
Very interesting, Fred, very interesting. I actually asked myself that same question, that ODM is heading towards a broad-based government, and that is government. The Azimio wants to make themselves clear. We are the opposition, and the united opposition. So when they reorganize themselves, you know, why would ODM have a problem with that? Unless, of course, they're talking about their share of whatever was in Azimio, if there was resources or whatever it is. But that notwithstanding, there's a journey here of two groups going in the same direction, but separately. The broad-based government and Azimio. Azimio is trying to get themselves back as a coalition, a registered coalition in this country. So when the party leader or the presidential candidate of that group passed on, which was Raila Amolo Odinga, they need to replace the structures that are left and strengthen those structures. So I don't understand how then, and of course, ODM is still part of it because, the Secretary General of that organization is still from ODM, isn't it? Yeah, so apparently ODM is still part of it, but why try to fight Azimio? I heard, of course, the president saying that they're going nowhere, but allow them to go nowhere, but not to interfere with what they are doing to reorganize themselves, because we need another strong coalition to lead a political line that's separate from the one that is in...
Do you see some sense of confusion within ODM that they're reluctant to probably leave Azimio currently?
That seems to be the thing. Apparently the ODM is trying to hang on to what is in...
Its identity as an opposition party.
Exactly. So they want to hang on to that, because that's actually the strength of ODM. The strength of ODM is when they sound, they're the opposition, they're in leadership. It's very strange for ODM to actually be on the other side. And and even most of the people of ODM, they know they hold governments to account. ODM does that. And now it's about time it's getting slippery and they're about to let go. But there is a wing of that ODM that says, no, I think we belong still in Azimio. So I find that there are still two factions of ODM, one going into broad-based, and the other one must remain in Azimio. And so Azimio needs to be strong. And I think Azimio is going on to change the way they look. I'm sure Azimio is going to change its outlook, even probably make changes in the way that they should run that coalition. It's very important for us to realize that we are building two streams. Let's be the kind of country, not to oppress or kill the opposition, the opposing factor. Let's have a place where we're going into healthy competition so that the broad-based government people and the Azimio people going parallel, but at the end of the day, one of them can lead this country. Okay. And I think, like I said before, Fred, the opposition is not the enemy of a government. Whoever is in opposition, even the leader of that opposition, should be raised by the same government, should be supported by government. Because look at it. That person who is the head of Azimio has the potential to become the president of this country. It's true. That's why they have chosen him to be probably the leader of that party. So in this case, it is, the changes have been just made recently. I don't know whether they have gone through the registration and so on. But let us allow Kenya's democracy to thrive. But let's not suppress it.
Yes. That Azimio has also, whatever's happened in Azimio over the last 1 week has also caused a bit of confusion on the other side, the united opposition, because there are people who are not, it caused some jitters. There are people who are not so comfortable with that move by President Uhuru Kenyatta. What do you make of it, in as far if you look at it from the united opposition perspective?
Well, thank you, Fred. I am not agreeing with whoever is not comfortable with whatever realignment that the united opposition, or what I would call the official opposition, is trying to do in preparation of what is coming in 2027. When an election is, there is a lot of house cleaning that needs to be done. So a house needs to be put in order so that that particular house can be ready to face the next election. We know for sure how it is that you need to have organized yourself when you're looking into unseating a sitting president. This is not an election where a president is going out and then another one is trying to be elected. No, this is an election where a sitting president for the first time will be unsat during an election if it happens in 2027. But I need to say something, and I can see Danson Mugatana. History is just about... yes, it is laughable to those who do not believe that the people have power. It is laughable to those who do not believe that a ballot can actually speak We believe that a ballot can speak and give you what it is you are looking for. And they're going to see it with their own eyes, and we pray to God that they will be there to witness this. And I want to... No, you cannot interrupt me. I didn't interrupt you when you put President Kibaki and President Ruto in the same statement. I did not interrupt him. It is laughable to put the two statesmen, the two people, in the same statement, because we know them by their fruits, and we can see clearly that one on the other side is actually very busy, harassing and killing youth. The other one didn't. So let's not talk about what is laughable and what is not, because it is in the common domain. But I need to answer your question, by saying is that whatever is happening within Azimio is supposed to happen. And if it was not important, then why broke the government press from actually gazetting it? Mm-hmm. Why are you broking it? And then again, I need to say that ODM seems to be uncomfortable, and they're even commenting about it. But you're busy negotiating on the other side for what I would call a coalition government with UDA. Why are you uncomfortable with what is happening within the opposition? Basically, what they have done is ODM at our Wanaskiza ground. They have listened to what is happening on the ground, and they are not very sure whether the decision to completely move with the government and then go and wazame pamoja, or they need to remain in opposition and join the wagon that is actually going to win. Basically, all what you're seeing, Fred, it is realignment, and people need to be sure of what move they make. Okay. It is a game of chess, and if you make one wrong move, then the king and the queen comes and sweeps away all your cards. And basically that is what. But I need to respond to something very important to Odede. He's a good man, and I like how he's looking at things. But I would want to tell ourselves, for lack of, so that somebody does not accuse me of accusing them of anything, that when you subscribe to a certain side and you love and you are, you're looking at things from one side of ODM, please don't block your brain not to look at the other. Because when you say that there are two people with interest and you are referring to Sifuna and you are referring to Babu Owino, remember mwenye anaitisha nusu ng'ombe, mwenye anasema ng'ombe ikatwe katikati, who is the chairperson of ODM, is also looking at their interest. Mm-hmm. If you listen to the party leader himself, they are saying that they have irreducibles. They have what they are going to negotiate. And then you even go ahead in that statement and accuse the former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua of running around. What are you doing yourselves? Okay. They are not walking near in town. They are all over. Bungoma, whatever, Kakamega, Sijui Wapi. That is walking around as well. Okay. You cannot, allow me to you cannot accuse, one minute, you cannot accuse one section of running around while you are busy. Okay. Campaigning all over the country. Because we also need to exit studio to allow for Morning Blitz to come in. But Senator, this Azimio revival, if I may call it that, has even elicited the interest or response from the president. If at all it was nothing, the president would not even bother with it. The fact that he felt it necessary to make a pronouncement and say that Azimio without ODM is nothing means that, yes, he at least sees this as a factor.
What the president was saying is just putting the reality on the ground that without ODM, indeed ODM was a crucial in Azimio. So he's just saying the fact. But I wanted also to say something different from that. I wanted to say this. We in UDA have set out what we want to achieve in terms of the economic policy, infrastructure plans, housing plans, where we want to go with agriculture. We have set out the plan, okay? Now, if you are organizing to unseat, what is it you are organizing? What is it that, I wish Azimio, if it is Azimio or his ODM, whoever, they can come, sit down and bring a different set of ideas. So for me, it wouldn't bother me much if people are sitting down, having a cup of tea and saying, oh, let's sit and do this and that, if they don't have a core issue. And I want to ask Kenyans listening to me today that let us move beyond our tribes and beyond the prism of the politics of tribes. Let us try and see formations that are coming. What is in it for us in terms of the ideas? We have a serious issue of nation building. We want to go somewhere in 30, 40 years. what is this formation bringing for me, and what is this formation bringing for me? And for me, I think for us, we are very clear where UDA is going to go. These other people, it's just a lot of, like now you're saying, we are removing this one as Secretary General of Azimio, we are putting this. The next thing you hear, we don't recognize that. Where are we going? I'm asking Kenyans, we owe it to ourselves to have discipline in politics, because we have a bigger agenda of nation building, which we say that in UDA we are on the path. These are the guys, we are still waiting for them to tell us.
Final word, Odede. Why is ODM still interested in Azimio? After all, the marriage ended, even in parliamentary speaking, everything moved to the side of government. Why are you still interested in Azimio?
Thank you, Fred. I think we need to be factual here. One, ODM is a major stakeholder in Azimio because it was formed alongside many other parties. And what the law says, even the constitution of Azimio as a coalition party was deposited by the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, and that is the regulator. So that constitution demands that when Azimio makes certain decisions, including changing the leadership, it requires the consultation of these parties. And ODM is still there. On the other side, ODM Central Committee only mandated Dr. Oburu to lead the negotiation for the next general election in terms of what coalition they will be in. And they stated very clear, we will start that negotiation with UDA and then followed by other parties of like-minded. If we say next year, I will be going to the United States of America, does it mean I have vacated my house right away here now? It is wrong to assume that, and I think people who want to push the narrative are making it look like that for certain reasons. ODM, we both know on this bench, I don't know who does not know that, even how to leave the coalition was mentioned in that document. And the only party which did it is Martha Karua's party, former party which was rebranded. They wrote officially to the Registrar of Political Parties and said, we wish to leave what? The coalition Azimio. No other party has done that. So why is someone in a hurry to get ODM out of that when ODM are actually just talking about planning for the next, and they have started? Then the other thing, negotiation, which people are now talking about, that Oburu Odinga said we don't want to be running mate or whatever. I think Oburu is talking about negotiating for what is good for the people who supports ODM. It is not necessary that the only other thing you can be in a political setup is running mate or president. You can be other things. Actually, Fred, the government is run by three major positions in cabinet that I believe runs the government.
So for ODM, the presidency or the running mate position, not interested?
It is not that. It is not that. What he said is, somebody like Kindiki should not be worried that it is his position that ODM is looking at. ODM is looking at many other things, which makes government. Then finally,
very briefly,
it is mind-boggling, and the irony is how the opposite side of ODM, especially the United Opposition supporters, think ODM has been a great party, Sifuna is a great Secretary General, and they believe it is Babu, Sifuna, and that team, Orengo, that speaks the mind of Raila Amolo Odinga the late. But funnily, none of them want to join that party. None of them, including the one sitting on this bench. They want to Shangilia, Sifuna, and the rest from afar. And for 20 years, they have never wanted to associate with ODM.
There's a question we've been asking. With ODM leaders openly disagreeing, do you still trust the party to speak with one voice for its supporters? And this is your feedback as we've come to the end of the show. What are the people saying? King Josh says ODM is done for. The division is real. It has no one voice anymore. The icons like Babu and Sifuna sound to be the real deal. Their wave is unstoppable. Watu ni watu wamesema upande wengine.
They don't want to join. They just want to
Give it says everyone has his sponsor. Wanga kina Sifuna, let the best bidder sell the party. Yes, there have been accusations that it's up for auction. Willy Mutunga says that party will never speak in unity again. I don't know which Willy Mutunga this is. With different organs supporting different people, it will be so hard. Otherwise, the party has lost direction. Do we have any more feedback? All right. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, time is up. Time is up.
Accused me of not joining ODM.
Unfortunately, 15 seconds only.
Oh, 15 seconds. Yes. Let me say something. If you really mean what you say, go and expel them today out of ODM. But I need to tell Honorable Mungatana.
You are ready to join them out of ODM, not in ODM.
You do not need ideas to not kill our people. So we don't need to bring those ideas to
And I do not want to reopen debate, unfortunately, because we don't have time.
And you do not need those ideas.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Ikua Wambote, political analyst. Bwana Samuel Pogisio, who was a majority leader in the 12th Parliament in the Senate, also served as ICT Cabinet Secretary in the Kibaki II administration. Dr. Senator Danson Mungatana from Tana River, and Mesha Kodede, a political analyst. Once again, who cares? That's a big headline on the front page of the Daily Nation. And they've a collage of all their dailies for a very long time, talking about matters corruption. Season of baits. This is more of an analysis of President William Ruto's move on how to get voters for next year's election. Household economy struggling under shrinking incomes. That's another analysis on the front page of The Star. And Business Daily, why Kenya denied cocoa carbon credits license. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a state of the nation. Coming up next, Monday Blitz, Fred Arocho, Katela Macy, and Duncan Mutua will be in studio. Do stand by for that. My name is Fred Indemuli. Have a lovely morning.